Rain or shine, it's here to make you laugh. It's the Steamboat Comedy Podcast. It's the Steamboat Comedy Podcast. And now your host, Kyle Ruff.
Welcome to the Steamboat Comedy Podcast, everybody. I am your host yet again, Kyle Ruff, and I am joined via the magic of the internet by two very special men. Mr. Simon Gibson.
Hi.
Has his hat forward. It'd be cooler if it was backwards, but no big deal.
I don't look, my head's not good for backwards style. I don't know. I saw yours and I saw yours that looks great. And I was like, hey, me and Kyle, we kind of look alike. And nobody agreed. Especially me when I saw myself with my hat backwards. So front facing, that's me.
Well, you're still doing great. You're an upfront guy. Your hat should be too. I don't know how the recording works. Is it just stuck on your camera this whole time, or do I have to manually switch it? Or how does that work?
You can go to gallery view. Go to gallery view up in the top right.
Oh, there it is. Gallery view. There we are.
I'm finally baseball for folks listening at home.
This is how the Zoom sausage gets made, and I'm now finally figuring out how to use Zoom. That the pandemic's almost over.
Yeah, good timing.
Yeah, great. Also on the podcast, to my panel left, been working out. He's got a snake. What is that?
No, it's a gross napkin.
He's hanging on to his cum rag with dear life. Mr. MK Paulson, how you doing?
Hello. I wish it were a cum rag. It's really just I have a compulsive napkin playing habit, like an old woman, that just plays with a napkin, and I feel like I somehow have found one, and it's my toy. My play toy.
Is that an old woman thing to play with napkins?
Isn't it? They have them in their pockets, and then they just
kind of.
I've never seen an old woman play with a napkin.
Oh.
Not once in my life. Not once in my life.
Until now, an old woman named MK.
Oh yeah. Maybe is that the stereotype? I don't know. I'm really trying to bring old women down a peg. I think they've had it for too good for too long.
Yeah.
And it's time they come down to earth.
I mean, you do have OWE. I've always said you got OWE, old woman energy.
Oh.
Yeah. MK is always trying to give out hard candy.
This isn't actually my headphone cord. It's just a life alert dangling around my neck, slightly out of the screen.
I think I hear it beeping.
Help! This podcast isn't going well.
Yeah, help! I'm the only one who crumples up napkins. And
help! I've fallen and I can't get hard. I guess that would be.
Yeah. He's actually laying on the floor on a green screen right now with a background because
I bring the podcast to me and not vice versa.
I mean, everyone knows that old women have a real hard time getting hard. So
that's always been, and I mean that not sexually. I mean getting jacked, getting muscly.
Oh,
I'm getting hard.
I was talking about erection.
I mean, I was too, but then I tried to cover my tracks and it didn't go well.
Yeah, well, we're both canceled.
So we're canceled. And to the old women listening to the Steamboat Comedy Podcast, I want to say, I love you and I'm sorry, and please keep going to Schmiggity's for comedy.
Yes, that includes you, Mom. Yeah, speaking of Schmiggity's for comedy, do a brief like that transition. We're gonna do a brief recap of the blowout comedy success that the whole entirety of northwest Colorado has been talking about for literally days. The first of the Schmiggity's stand-up summer series, co-headlining in that event was Simon and MK. So, yeah, a little briefly, what was your thoughts on how the shows went?
couldn't have gone worse. No.
Not enough other women.
It was bad. No, I'm just kidding. It was so much fun. I loved it. The first show was fun. Simon and I at that point had been touring for a while, and neither of us wanted to go after the other.
Yeah.
Because it turns
out
that sweet spot is about 40 minutes into a show until about 60. And after that, it's too much, especially if we're both on the bill. And so one of us inevitably would be screwed.
Yes. You can only handle one of you. And when the second one comes up, they're like, this again. And they have an aneurysm and quit.
Did Simon cut out? He's got high eyes. And he's cut out.
Yeah. Either he just like got really still and stoned at the same time, or I think
he did this to us earlier though. He was like fake being still.
Yeah, right. He's the boy who cried frozen scream. So now I don't believe him.
I think he's gone. I think he's gone for good. Is he gone?
Simon,
come back. Baby, come back. Baby, come back.
All on me. Anyways, we'll just keep talking, I guess, because we're recording. So while Simon figures out his life, so the first show Friday night, as you alluded to, you guys went up together on stage for the first time, right?
I mean, we do stuff like that every once in a while, but yeah, definitely the first time in a long time that we've like shared the stage as MK and Simon. Simon
Nice.
and MK Funkle. That's what I was trying to get going for a while. Never caught on.
Never.
What's the opposite of wildfire? It caught on like that.
Yeah, like dry, wet leaves. Yes.
Oh, like dry. They're both dry and wet.
Yeah, that's how on fire they were. But yeah, I thought it was awesome when you guys went up there riffing together. It was hilarious.
It was fun. I think the first night was a better riff sitch. Simon just said he has to restart his internet, so I think that's what Simon's presence on this podcast is just going to be through us describing what he's saying in text messages.
We'll just speak on behalf of him.
We should also say we've been trying to do this podcast for days, if not weeks, at this point. Trying to make it happen, and it finally is happening, and it feels like it's not actually happening.
And it's only half happening, or at least 2/3.
Yeah. No, it was so fun. Simon and I do that every once in a while. We'll like share the stage together, but I think we want to do more of it, and we had such a good time doing it at Schmiggity's. I think we want to do more of it.
Yeah, you should. And the second night, maybe getting ahead a little bit, but you guys did it again, and it was a little clunkier. I would say that was, for those there, we kind of know it was a little bit more on the weird vibes in the crowd. Not to make excuses, but there's definitely some weird vibes in the crowd. And but I think it was the second night, you guys started just doing each other's material.
Right.
Yeah, that was hilarious.
We know each other so well. We've been doing comedy so long together that I can do half of Simon's bits from my memory, and I know he can do half of mine.
Oh yeah,
probably more. Simon saying 1 second. Sorry guys, that's the Simon update. That's the Simon every minute update.
Look at him.
He's coming back.
Oh, there he is.
There he is. We were doing a play-by-play of what Simon was happening, what's going on. Oh, look who's back.
Look who's back.
Look who's back from his shallow grave.
Talk about old women energy. You can't figure out the internet.
Is he frozen again? I swear to God, he's frozen.
Did he just last 1 second unfrozen?
Oh, he's back. He's back.
Unreal. I think it's, you know what I think it is? I think it's so hot here that like the Wi-Fi is like fucking up or something.
It's possible. Yeah, like heat takes out the like power grid sometimes and shit. I don't think that Portland's made for 112-degree heat all the time.
Didn't they say it was melting the things off of like the streetcars? Like the whole public transportation had to shut down because like the streetcars.
Oh yeah. Oh, it's literally cracking the cement on the freeways.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, and usually that just happens after one of my dumps.
Hey!
I live very close to the 101, and I have some stinkers. Let me tell you.
MK, he took a shit, and that was responsible for the 1994 North Hollywood earthquake. So
the big one, as we called it in the biz.
a lot of PF Changs that night.
So gross. Oh, well, we were just wonderfully rehashing our weekend together and how great we were on stage together and how we know each other's jokes maybe too well.
A little too well, I would say. Yes. It was funny because like my internet cut out right when you were like, yeah, Simon and I, we had just been together for like 2 weeks on tour. And then I was just like, yeah, that's enough.
I don't want to talk about that again.
The sheer burden of that memory forced you to get off of this Zoom call. Like that, that really
Well, I was when we first got there, I mean, I was from the last 2 weeks where we just completely treated our bodies like trash. And I think the big thing for me is like, because during the pandemic we were all just like so cooped up and locked up and shit, and now just 2 weeks of doing comedy, like every night and just being out, it's you got to relearn how to not have 12 beers every night.
You got to relearn how to not have 12 beers.
Yeah, how to not just casually have 12 beers.
Simon's going to night school to learn how not to have 12 beers.
Yeah. He walks into school drinking a beer and they're like, see, that's the part
right
of now.
See, number one, don't drink a beer in here. This is the school. I had to relearn that.
I've gone off I feel like I'm trying to go off the deep end on being healthy since we got back, because we really did. I mean, it was like, I'm a professional air mattress connoisseur at this point. Like, I have opinions about what makes for a good and a bad air mattress.
Yeah. You've got a whole blog about it.
I got a blog about it. I'm canceling certain brands. I have that kind of power.
Certain petitions, yeah.
There's petitions. There's Go Stop Me's.
Go Stop Me's.
Unfund Me's. Stop Me.
I'm trying to take away money from these people.
Just a petition to hack into their bank account and just withdraw funds over and over again.
Exactly.
Make a $20 undonation.
That's the dream. We're coming after your Coleman air mattress. That's the only thing I can think of. Simon and I have a long history with Coleman.
Oh, they were our original sponsors. Yeah.
They were our original fake sponsors for our podcast.
Yeah.
Then we tried to get them as real sponsors, and they said no comment. They didn't respond.
No response.
They didn't have time. They're a corporation. They can't just respond to everything.
And boy, did we need it. Boy, did we need that.
Really needed a place to sleep back in those days, and money.
Yeah. Hey, can you sponsor us to live in a tent?
That was kind of what we were saying, wasn't it? We had a whole bit about how when you look out our window, you can see right into the neighbor's patio, and they just had a huge Coleman tent. And so every time we'd look out the window, we'd just shut Coleman.
A tent. They had a tent in their very small patio
for like an extended period of time. They weren't just testing it out one afternoon.
For months and months, they had us there.
We needed to Go Stop Me for that tent.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, and remember they had that dog that would just fucking go crazy.
Oh, God.
Oh, man.
I miss that. This is still the apartment I live in, so it's always something. There's always something going on. There's a drip in the hallway right now, Simon, and I thought it was coming from our apartment, but they came and looked, and it is not. So that's a miracle.
Damn. God, Middlebury Street. I miss it. I miss it. I hope I never see it again, but I do miss it. I do.
Speaking of places you miss, Schmiggity's, Steamboat Springs, bringing it back.
Yeah.
We were just talking about the first night, how that went that Friday. After you guys came in, the first show. Simon, what are your thoughts on the first show?
Oh, first show, I had a blast. I love that place. And it was nice to just be in front of a hot crowd But when I got up there, I was mad because I was pissed off. All right.
You were mad at me for like 1 minute.
I was annoyed.
You were actually mad at me.
Because this guy's acting like he's too drunk and tired, or been in the sun, and he doesn't want to go up last. And I was like, all right, fine. I'm the one with the actual credits anyway. Of course I should be going up.
Maybe he has one more credit than me. And the other credit he has, I also have. No, you haven't.
Yeah.
Hey, I just want to get in there that we do share a credit together.
We do share a credit. Yeah, but why don't you ask the Miz about it? Because he won't return my calls. So.
Yeah. Hey, I don't know if you've ever heard of Will You Accept This Rose, a Bachelor podcast that I do the behind the Patreon wall content.
Yeah. So anyway, I'm pissed off at this guy. I'm way more famous than him. And I'm like, this son of a bitch. This son of a bitch. He buried me.
That's not true.
You buried me. You didn't bury me, but you did so good that it was like, and it's also, like, everyone loves MK, and it's Pride Month, and like then this short fucking troll has to follow that and talk about how I come fast to an imaginary girlfriend. Nobody wants to hear that.
I think that's what everybody wants to close out with.
After literally MK's story about like his dad finding gay porn on his computer. That's a Moth Grand Slam win right there. You know what I mean? Like, it's crushing so hard, standing ovations, People are just like, oh my God, that fucking changed my life, And then I'm like, hey,
who here's a one pump chump?
So I'm a one pump chump, and this girl called me daddy. Anyway, I fuck younger women, and I hate myself. Great. So
it was a fun show. I think you were actually mad at me though, because I ran the light by about 7 minutes.
Oh, I did. Yes, that was part of it, but it was more that you did good. But anyway, no. I did good after you made it seem like you were going to do bad or something. But one great thing that did happen is that I brought MK on stage, and we got to do a little, dual act, for a little bit, and I think that went really well,
I thought it was great. Yeah, I said earlier when you were taking your vacation on this Zoom, you took 3 minutes and you were like, I'm gonna hit the slopes real quick. I'm taking a vacation on this Zoom real quick. But I was like, yeah, we enjoyed it. I think we want to do more of it, right? When we're back together.
I think we got to do it. You know what I think though? I think we always got to wear the prosthetics that we wore that one time. Right. So one time MK and I did a show. We did one show like together.
One time.
That was just like our thing, and it was called the Troll and Ogre Show. I'm the troll.
Yeah, which one was which?
Well, he's an ogre.
I'm an obnoxious, smelly ogre.
Yeah, he lives in a cave. I live under a bridge.
Yes, right.
And so we, this was when we were rolling in our Amazon Prime inside joke money. So
we we were referring to earlier. It's a really amazing show. Everybody should watch, called Inside Jokes on Amazon Prime.
It was great. I liked it a lot.
It is. I think we were both pretty happy with how it turned out, right?
I was pretty happy with the money they paid me.
But I used that credit going up at the improv last weekend, and I was like, oh, nobody has any idea what this is, and it sounds fake. Or it sounds like not a good show.
No, come on.
Inside Jokes on Amazon. It sounds like, what does it sound?
I don't know. I mean, it sounds like Jeff Bezos just cut off your Wi-Fi.
Oh, did my Wi-Fi cut out?
Yeah, you're a little choppy. There you are.
There he is.
Yeah, they were like, "How dare you?"
Your internet connection is unstable. Tell me about it. Am I gone forever?
No, you're there. We got you now, I think.
Okay, I'm back.
I'm back.
I'm here. I'm queer. Don't get used to it. It might cut out again. I just think it's so hot down here in LA that the internet just can't handle it. I think it's just the heat. It's only 88 degrees, but I don't think the internet can handle the heat.
LA's not used to it. Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what it is? It's that I have 14 roommates and we're all sharing the same broadband.
Oh yeah, that's the classic.
That's the problem. That is the problem on my end.
I do share Wi-Fi with the cat, so it's
that cat's a big broadband trainer.
He's addicted to porn. Addicted to looking at pussy. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So we're rolling in the Amazon money. We go and it's the Troll and Ogre show. So we bought prosthetics to like put on our face. So I had like a weird nose and some like troll ears and
Of course.
and then I wore like cut off shorts and then like a sport coat.
I think people. I mean, this is not what we were going for, and I want to be clear about that. But I think Brendan Cooney said that you look like some offensive Jewish stereotype, and that was not our intention at all.
You're just holding a bag of money and was like, nah. They're like, what did you do?
Yeah. From the mind of George Lucas comes.
Yeah. I'm trying to find a picture of it. And I know nobody else will see this besides Kyle, but I have one on my Instagram somewhere.
Oh, I remember us doing that. Yeah, I mean, and then so MK made this like big cardboard. There was like a big cardboard thing with the.
Well, this was the whole reason. This was like the main reason. Can you see that, Kyle?
Oh yeah. Do you have horns?
I have horns. Simon has a nose and like Spock ears. And Simon also had this like weird dready thing that came down, but it kept falling off during the show.
And the whole reason we came up with this idea was so that I could crawl out from under a bridge.
I have these like big dreams. I'm gonna make a huge stage, and it's gonna be like a troll bridge. And Simon's gonna come out from under the troll bridge to do comedy. But the bridge is gonna be like too small, so he has to like struggle to get through the little hole in the troll bridge.
Yeah, I can't get out from under the bridge. It's too.
You get stuck like Winnie the Pooh, and they have to like loop you up to get out of the bridge.
Yeah, and then we did that, but with like a piece of cardboard.
Yeah, what it actually looked like was a very thin piece of like cardboard that was kind of propped up. The hole was far too big. Simon just like walked right through it. Basically.
No, but I pretended to be stuck.
And everybody's like, "What is going on?"
Nobody.
You can clearly get out of that bridge.
From our vision, from the vision that we had in our minds to the execution, it was far off, but
it was horrible. You know what? It was actually, I'm realizing it's the anniversary is coming. We did it on July 3rd. And I was like, oh, it's a perfect night for comedy because it's the day before a holiday. So everybody's going to come out. Nobody wants to go see an oddly specific, like prosthetic themed show on the night before a holiday. People want to go get drunk. There were like 20 people in the audience, and they were all our friends. And we were like, "What is this?"
I mean, 20 people in the audience. That's all your friends. Like that's pretty good for an LA show. So
that's pretty good.
Oh my! Is there a video of this? Is this documented?
There isn't. I'm going to show you. Simon, you tell more about it. I'm going to show him the poster. So also, this is a fun fact. When Simon's birthday that just happened, he's 46. When Simon's 46th birthday just happened, he's not actually 46, but we do jokes about
nobody cares.
45.
Nobody cares. But I got him a framed copy of the poster, and I'm going to bring it and show you, Kyle.
Yes.
And again, this is only for Kyle.
Yeah,
I'll put the video up on YouTube. I'll put it on YouTube.
You can put it on YouTube.
Put it on YouTube. I will say, well, also there is a lot of footage because during Inside Jokes when they were filming it, they filmed that whole show. So, but they didn't
use any of it. Oh,
no, they didn't use any of it.
Yes, that is beautiful.
Look at that poster. Isn't that great?
It looks just like both of you. You look like Zeus, and you look like a unusually handsome, large-headed caveman.
Yeah. I love that I have abs and Simon doesn't really have abs. That was my
He's got kind of saggy tits, and you have abs.
I do kind of have Simon.
I mean, honestly, though, I see that picture of myself, and I'm like, man, I look great. got a giant head. My beard's good.
Oh God! Next time you guys come to Steamboat, we got to go troll an ogre.
Full troll and ogre.
Yeah.
I'm down. Let's
Oh,
make
yeah.
it happen.
I'll be
Troll.
like an elf or something. I'll jump in as an elf.
Oh,
you'd
please.
be a good elf.
Yeah, come on.
I've always wanted we've wanted to do a show that's like all prosthetics and have like I've always wanted a gargoyle, and we have a friend that I'm not going to say that person's name, but I think would make a very funny gargoyle.
Oh yeah.
I know
what
to compliment it all. Oh man, that's fucking hilarious. Oh my God. Yeah. Next time you guys come up.
Let's just say that the theater did not want us to do a second one.
Well, I was saying that there's so much footage of that show because in Inside Jokes filmed that whole thing, remember?
Oh yeah, but it didn't like really make the cut.
None of it made the cut. But the funniest part, dude, the funniest part about that is I don't know if you remember this, but they were doing like sincere interviews with us. While we're like backstage, they're doing like sincere interviews of like, well, are you guys is your friendship gonna make it through this or whatever? Some stupid reality.
I'm wearing horns and I'm like,
absolutely. And you're like dressed like an
not. Simon, if he gets it, I will leave him.
And full prosthetics with no acknowledgement of what we're doing. It's just like, no, MK is my good friend, and we'll just.
It was so funny, and they like didn't use any of it, and it's infuriating. The other thing that was really funny about that show that I always think about was how we had like Simon with his Amazon Prime money bought a tiny keyboard that he was going to practice on, but I don't think he realized how it was like plastic and not like a fancy keyboard. I think he thought it was going to be a little fancier, right?
Well, I mean, it was $50.
It was $50. $50, like, but it's only got like 2 octaves or 3 octaves or something.
Like,
and then I also had, and I'd kind of written us a theme song for the show. This was a whole to-do. So I had a full-size keyboard, but Simon kept insisting on him playing the full-size keyboard, and he played the tiny, and me play the tiny keyboard, and it was just a very funny juxtaposition of Simon the troll playing the big keyboard and he doesn't know how. And
also, I don't know how to play, but I was able to the rhythm was right. The rhythm.
And I'm just
it's just the notes were incorrect.
Our friend Brendan Cooney was like, what is he? It's like, what is happening here?
I forgot that he was there.
He was there, and he did make fun of us, or maybe he just saw a picture and then made fun of us.
I usually forget when Brendan's there. You tell him I said that. Now my hat's backwards. Now I turn my hat backwards, and I became mean immediately. I can't have that power.
You got the bro powers on when you go head backwards. Like,
yeah.
So, dude, you want to fight me, dude? Here, maybe I need to calm down. Here we go. All right.
Now you're wholesome.
Yeah.
I can't.
It's a family show. But anyways, yeah. So next year,
Trolls. So you're like back to Schmiggities.
Yeah. Back to
just go off on tangents about. Yeah, one time we did a show as a troll and an ogre, and it didn't go well. Anyway.
Oh yeah. Let's see what other. I'm trying to think of all the other shenanigans that happened even outside of the shows.
Well, so I want to talk about after this. After the first show, we went to O'Neill's and I got very drunk.
Yes.
And somehow they had such a good server that there were like 8 of us at a table with different tabs. Like,
they were great.
They were great, and they separated.
Love that place.
I love that place.
But I think what you want to talk about is after the second night,
after the
second night when things got a little crazy,
a little wild. It did. It turned into just a dance party at Schmiggities after the show.
Yeah,
and I haven't had I haven't had a dance party like that since before the pandemic.
Oh, I hadn't been inside with that many people, sweating and fucking grinding and, and not being masked. And I felt fine about it, but it was also like, I hadn't done that shit in like a year and a half.
You did do it a few times, sweating and grinding with a bunch of people, but y'all all wore masks. So it was.
Oh, totally. We were in full on hazmat suits,
just filling the seats with sweat.
Yeah, that's why it was so sweaty.
He can't stop dancing, and there's no pandemic that's going to stop Simon from the dance.
Everyone knows that about me. Everyone knows that. But I was more sweating. I was more sweating from the way MK was out there dancing. Why don't you tell us about that?
There was some attractive guys that came with like a group of women.
Yeah.
And they like one like immediately kind of like made eyes and like locked
eyes with you.
Mm-hmm.
And then like clearly was like kind of obsessed with me, but then who was it? I had Tom, your friend Tom. Is it Tom?
Yeah, shout out to Tom.
Tom, I was like, so this is gay psychology 101, that you have to have a boyfriend to make the other people jealous. So I was like, Tom, you're going to be my boyfriend for the night. And Tom's like, what? I'm like, just staring angrily as I dance with this other guy. And I'm going to say Tom did a pretty good job filling that role.
Oh, yeah, he was born to play that role. Like
I kind of wanted Tom to just be my boyfriend by the end of the night. I wanted
for real. Yeah, dude, he was doing great. I mean, he took his shirt off. He was like, you guys were like slow dancing together at one point. Also, yes, not only did that work, it worked so well that the hot guy who came in, he made a very dramatic gesture while dancing in front of the whole crowd, where he mimicked taking off his wedding ring.
Yeah,
because of you.
Oh yeah, I forgot. He literally like turned to everyone and was like, ooh, and pull it off and put it in his back pocket on his nice glutes that he had.
Such great glutes.
Great glutes.
Could set a glass of water on those glutes.
I mean, I can't emphasize enough how insane this whole thing became. And I was just like saying to everyone, I was like, dude, my man did it, man. Like, I couldn't get him laid in Seattle. I couldn't get him laid in
I think you
Portland.
were just excited for me to be a smut. That's what you really wanted that from me.
And I was like, well, yeah, I felt bad because we even went out when we were that week we spent in Seattle. Like, we went out to a few, gay bars.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
And it was just not happening. Nobody's good enough for MK.
It wasn't, but things like weren't quite open right either in Seattle. Like you couldn't.
Well, we showed our vaccination card at that one bar, and like we could walk around maskless, but there was just nobody that MK found attractive was the problem.
Simon did take me to the world's oldest game. I was like, why aren't you into any of these guys? And it's literally all like 70-year-olds.
Yeah, what do you want? Come on.
70-year-olds hanging out with their friends on like a Tuesday night, just like talking.
It was a Tuesday. It was a Tuesday. It was literally a Tuesday.
It was, definitely not like a Friday night party vibe where there's like hot guys dancing. It's like guys in the neighborhood that are having drinks with their friends.
Yeah.
It sounds like, why don't you find anybody here attractive?
Yeah, it's a gay night at the DFW. Yeah. Sounds like a great time.
I tell you what, I don't know what it says about me, but I was getting checked out a lot by those old schlubby fucks. Made me feel good. So
hey, take what you can get. I mean,
and I took it.
You can
I took it.
Take it all. Take it all. But so what happened back at the night at Schmiggety's is that guy ended up not at the end of the night, and I still think about this, and I'm like, I don't know.
This is so weird. Elaborate as much as you can, because it was like he was there with like another guy who was like, they both seemed like hella bros. They did not.
They seemed like that kind of genre of gay guy that's like really body conscious, and they had like clearly very like healthy, ripped bodies.
Yeah,
both of those guys were ripped.
And so I could see, I'm like, well, maybe they're like in a relationship and they're kind of gym queens. There could have also been they could have just been like bros. And obviously after the dancing, I thought they were gym queens and then they were together. But then the guy that fake took his wedding ring off, he's like, no, I'm actually married to a woman. He told me that at the end of the night. And then he wanted to go play Big Buck Hunter. And I was like, well, should I come? And the other guy was like, do whatever you want, man. And I was like, But I have to caveat this with I did smoke some weed out on the patio. And so I was kind of high and I was like,
Oh, it made everything weird. Yeah.
I don't want you guys, if you're not gay, I don't want to be the guy that's like chasing after straight guys.
Yeah.
Uncomfortable.
Yeah.
What
Well,
a- what
you
a
were just
Shyamalan-
drunk, then you would have been like, challenge accepted.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
It
if
was
I'd have
really-
been less high, I would have been like, see you in hell, Kyle and Simon. And then we just went to the three clubs and I just fell asleep on the couch, basically. Was that night? That was that night, right?
if there was ever a night to fall asleep on a couch, it was after. Well, that was emotionally draining too. I feel like you really went through a lot.
Yeah.
Because it was I went through a lot myself, but I was still awake for some reasons. But anyway, I think one of the coolest things that I saw that whole night, MK's laughing. One of the coolest things I saw that night, aside from when that guy was like dancing underneath your legs, MK, I don't know if you
Oh yeah.
remember that.
I do remember that.
But my favorite moment of the whole weekend was when Kyle literally leapfrogged or full on just vert jumped over MK on the dance floor to like a 30-second applause break from me specifically.
It was the only applause I got all weekend, so I'll take what I can get. But it was it was funny because I don't know what it was. There was like a dance circle and we were doing the dance circle thing.
Yeah, why the dance circle kept breaking out, and I was like, this is not the best for, I think, us. Maybe Kyle, but objectively not for me. I'm like, I'm not getting, because the one hot guy, he kept getting in the middle of the circle and really running things. And I was like, well.
Yeah, he was hamming it up in the circle. He was born for that circle. I think.
But then you were like, I'm gonna jump over you. So I like got down on my like knees, thinking you were gonna like somersault over me, kind of thing. And you're like, what are you doing?
Well, I did. You did
so
that.
I'm just like crawling around. In the middle.
It's like you just like lost your contact, and I was just dancing on you. But I did a cartwheel over you, and then I was like, no, I'm gonna jump over you now. And I was like, stand up, and you like half stood up, and I was like, no, I mean like stand all the way up. And then it was like halfway there, and I had to literally like prop you up all the way.
Yeah.
The real MVP was,
that's what she said. All right.
She said, here, take this pill.
I had to prop you up all the way before I could get on top of you.
And there was a projector. There's actually like right above your head.
I don't know how you didn't hit your head. We should also say I'm 6'5". Like it's not an easy. It's not an easy just like
not an easy jump.
And I'm 5'6", so there's a bit of a gap.
Bit of a gap.
Somebody was like, "Hey, watch your face."
Both of us,
thing.
14-inch penises. So it's you never know.
It's
you
a
never
lot
know
worse
what you're
on my back than yours. You're built for it. I'm not. I'm gonna have a lot of bulging discs when I get older. Anyways, but yeah, I jumped.
I know I'm gonna have a bulge later after this conference.
The cat. Oh, get MK. Guess who just joined us?
Oh, got to.
Come here. The cat.
Nice.
The cat heard your voice and he missed you. He somehow. Oh, hello. This cat has figured out how to open my door because he's a terrorist.
Damn.
He actually came in here and knocked a jar of thumbtacks on my floor and home alone me and then left like a
That's funny.
All right, let me throw this terrorist.
We should all go get the cats in our house and just turn this into a podcast about cats.
Oh, a cat cast?
A cat cast?
Where's my? Yeah, I don't know where she is.
Yes.
I'm actually. I'm looking forward to getting out of this sublet situation.
Simon's in a sublet that he has to cook for the cat. He has to cook cat food.
You're a cat chef?
I'm a goddamn cat chef, and I'm not even getting paid for it. I'm paying to be a cat chef. That's how my career is going right now.
You're an intern at a cat chef school, basically.
Yeah, maybe someday I'll get hired. You never know.
Never know.
You don't do it for the money. This
it's a passion project.
yeah.
Sure. I get it. But yes, I jumped over MK and the crowd went crazy, and it was I'm just gonna start doing that on stage. I'm just gonna find the tallest guy in the audience. If I'm bombing, just like, could you come here, sir? And I'll just jump over him and just say that every time.
I don't think it's not the worst idea I've ever heard. Because I know I've been bombing a lot, and there's I'm like, what can I do to get out of this? And for me, it's just honk my breast for a while.
Honk honk.
Yeah. Yeah.
So go with what works, go with what works.
Yeah. Honk honk. Yeah.
Yeah, just start
Ain't broke, don't fix it. Exactly. I feel you.
Your the name of your first album should be Honk Honk. Yeah. One hand on the breast with a whip.
Yeah.
It's just that drawing of the ogre, but he's got a whip and he's squeezing his peck over his giant abs.
That's the dream. I kind of want to call it, if I ever have an album, I kind of want to just call it MK Paulson Herbert Hugecock.
I support it.
I always call myself Herbert Hugecock on stage, and nobody knows what I'm talking about, but it makes me laugh.
Yeah, I think you'll have multiple albums, pal.
I'll have multiple bad albums, multiple albums that don't sell.
I mean, it has never stopped a lot of people from putting albums on iTunes.
That's a fair point. Yes.
I mean, I need to have one of just something, just get stuff out there. Who cares?
Just get it out there.
I'm tired of people being like, well, Simon, you're more of a visual guy. I don't know if it would really play well. I'm like, I go, that plays. Those are my jokes.
Squealy.
I think that translates. I think it's what the people want.
Yeah.
The people demand that.
Yeah, they're demanding a radio show. There's actually a GoFundMe, or maybe it's a Go Stop Me. I don't remember.
Go Stop Me.
Radio show.
I've got multiple. I've got multiple Go Stop Me's.
We call them
restraining orders.
They're actually restraining orders.
Yes.
Restraining orders.
I call restraining orders Go Stop Me.
It's called Somebody Stop Me.
It's kind of like a GoFundMe, but it's Go Stop Me.
It's from the government and it has to do with schools. Yeah. But I don't like that. I don't like that R word. I don't like restraining.
Yeah. It's from the DMV. My license is suspended. It's a Go Stop Me from driving.
It's a Go Stop Driving. It's a stop drinking 12 beers a day and driving.
Just a casual 12 beers driving to multiple locations.
Simon has to relearn how to not drink 12 beers a day.
Yeah. Wait a minute. So don't pour this on my eggs?
He's just got to go to AA at this point. It's just AA.
It's just called AA.
Don't stop me from drinking and driving.
Wait. So you're telling me, okay, that I can't drink while I'm drinking? Whoa.
That's right, sir.
Oh, we've come so far. I think you've inspired me to quit drinking 12 beers a day, actually. In the course of this
how is living in Steamboat year round? Like, I feel like I would just drink all the time, but like,
that's a big
you're not
part of
doing
it.
show stuff. Do you not drink as much?
I'd like to say yes, but pretty much everyone here just drinks every day. If you want to do anything, I'm trying to like not booze every day, but it's like every time I do a comedy thing, I'm like, that's when I'm gonna have some beers. But I am finding more excuses to do comedy things all the time. And also the only way that you can like afford to go out to eat in this town is to go to happy hour. And then it's like, well, beer's only $3. I might as well have one. And then it becomes 12. But no, the trick is you just got to get out and do stuff. There's a lot to do outside, which is.
I'm not going to lie. This conversation is making me want to drink. I would like to have 12 beers right now.
Yeah.
I haven't drank in 2 days, and frankly, I'm sick of it.
Yeah, that's too far. I went 2 days the other day. It was a nightmare. Jumped right back on the horse. Yeah. But now it's open mic tonight, and they basically pay me in beers, and so it's like, well, might as well.
Oh yeah, I was about to say you're like hosting that thing tonight, so you'll be slamming them back.
Yeah, and they also have Two Hearted on draft, and it's like my favorite, and I can have infinity of them for free, and so it's
man
turns into a problem sometimes. But shout out to the press, thanks for the beers.
I will say in other places. Doing comedy that they do compensate much better in, even if it's just in free alcohol. It's like, yeah, wow.
Yeah.
A treat.
You know, LA is not really a huge drinking town. Like
It's really not.
Yeah.
Well, and I think because so many people here are in AA.
yeah.
Really?
Like so like a lot of people, yeah, like a lot of comics who are, I guess, a little bit more, well known, like none of them really, they're all like vegans and like recovering coke addicts, and so it's or it's people who are up and coming who never want to appear out of control because they don't want it, like in public, they don't want to be looked down upon by, you never know who's there, and you don't want to be some drunk idiot in front of like, some agent or whatever the fuck.
Yeah.
So
Making scene in front of the movie producer guy or whatever. Yeah.
Yeah. And I guess that's especially true. I mean, and I've seen people fucked up a bunch of times at clubs, but I think in those kinds of scenarios, I think a lot of times people are a little more guarded, but that's not to say that I haven't been to a bunch of bars or house parties where, everyone I know is drunk and on Molly, so it's not like, everyone's just like, I can never.
Yeah. I do think it's also like when you get into the comedy grind here, you have to drive everywhere. Like you kind of got to drive around town. So you really got to keep it reeled in a little bit, unless you're just
casually drinking 12 beers a day, and then you can do it.
Then you
no
can,
problem.
Yeah, then you can do it.
Yeah.
And that is a thing here. I mean, especially in the summer too, is you're walking around everywhere. You can bike basically everywhere. The whole town is 2 miles wide. So like, why not? If you're gonna float the river, you might as well have 12 beers.
I know.
Or whatever. So yeah,
that is one thing. Sorry, I mean, but that's the one thing I was really bummed that I didn't get to do, and it's because I was drinking so much both those nights that I was too hungover in the day to go do like one of the things I want to do, which was float down a river. Yeah.
Well, we'll get them next time. We'll plan it a little bit more responsibly next time, maybe.
I mean, I blame myself and my complete lack of self-control in a bar scenario.
I had such a crazy thing happen to me is that I don't want to. My friend from college, that's like actually a very good friend, I found out is the guy that owns Hypnotic Chicken.
Yeah. And everyone's been losing their fucking mind about that place too, by the way.
I know people love it. And he's like actually like a pretty good friend, and it's just bizarre. Because I was there in like February, March, and just being a ski bum and like crashing like a hobo. And I went there several times and had no idea it was his place.
Yeah, that's crazy.
It was a good chicken sandwich. I enjoyed it.
Yeah, on the way out, that was the first time I had it, and I was like, God damn, this is good. Everyone was right. Everyone was right to freak out about this chicken sandwich. So shout out to sponsor of the show, Hypnotic Chicken.
Oh,
you got him to sponsor?
No, I wish. Could you? Maybe you could.
I want you to do a comedy fest, and I want to be your in with Hypnotic Chicken to get them to sponsor.
I'm working on it. I got some more connects. That's some inside baseball for our regular listeners. But coming up soon, we're going to have some cool things happen. We'll have you guys back out. It's going to be a great time.
Oh, hell yeah.
Oh, we're coming.
But we're coming up on an hour here. I think Zoom only records for an hour. So you guys got any closing thoughts on your Steamboat experience up here?
MK, you want to go first, or you want me to?
Sure. I mean, I just love it. And I think this is what I told the paper, and my quote didn't get printed, and I'm furious about it.
Yeah,
it is because I was late and I overslept our phone call, so it's completely my fault. But
I always get up on time for the press, so that's
it does. But it really is like paradise. I think every day I'm like, I'm quitting comedy and I'm moving to Steamboat, where I will do comedy.
Nice.
Let's do it.
I'll do Steamboat comedy. I don't know. I might come live there for the ski season this year. That's not a joke. I might just move there for a few months.
We're gonna have a lot going on, buddy. You can jump on my train and I'll carry you on.
Let me know if you have an opening in your house, because Daddy needs to get out.
Actually, there's a solid chance that'll happen.
Damn, I'm watching someone just change their life right before my eyes.
Just
No,
like
that's
you
my
did.
closing thought. Is I may just give up and move.
But that's not giving up, though. Come on, that's not.
It's really not giving up. It feels like it's a healthier, more sustainable.
I
way
mean,
to
you'll
live.
partner with your friend. You'll make chicken. You'll snowboard.
I'll snowboard.
You'll do
I really, my
comedy.
dream. This is such a strange dream for a 36-year-old man to have, but I want to work at O'Neill's. I feel like O'Neill's would be such a fun place to work.
We can make that
All
happen.
those rich ski people coming up, and I want to hang out there. And we were hanging out at O'Neill's one time before a show, and we just met one of the servers there, and I liked her until she told me she was unvaccinated, and then I was like, well, I don't. There's whatever.
Like,
But
you're dirty. Yeah.
I was like, I don't.
That made me like her more. So
great. That's the dream.
I like a good risk, you know.
If the owners of O'Neill's are listening, please hire me. That's my final thought.
All right, MK is going to be a server there. My final thoughts on Steamboat is I can't wait to come back when MK lives there and we can share a bed again. I kind of got used to it, you know.
Co-headliners, co-headlining king size bed. It was a king. I
It
think
was a hella king. I had a great time doing that. Haven't slept right since. And yeah, next time I come up, I want to stay. I want to stay for like longer than I did because I don't think 2 or 3 days was really long enough to like fully experience like that town and that area. Like I know that it's, you know, it's one of the most beautiful places I've ever been. A freaking creek, a hot spring that runs through the middle of town, and then you just swim the river. That's always been my dream. That's my goddamn dream. I'm moving there too. Don't hire MK. I'll make the chicken. I've got restaurant experience anyway. Okay. MK can't even carry a plate.
Simon, let's open a coffee shop, bar, restaurant thing.
Oh, the Troll and Ogre.
Troll and
Perfect.
Ogre. Yeah. There we go.
All
And I'll
right.
charge $18 for a fucking egg on a avocado.
It'll be great. And then the stools are going to be in the shape of like mushrooms, like toadstools.
Love that. I love that.
Perfect. $1 million idea. Awesome. All right. Well, that's awesome, guys. Thanks so much for doing this. I'm glad we finally got a chance to get
Thank
on
you.
Zoom. Yeah. Thank you, guys. And thanks everyone for listening. And we will see you next time. All right. Peace.
Bye.
Rain or shine, it's here to make you laugh. It's the Steamboat Comedy Podcast. It's the Steamboat Comedy Podcast.